had a problem with God, and I had a problem with praying, like the words, specifically the vocabulary. So once I changed the vocabulary, everything changed for me. I could let myself be spiritual. It felt more chill. So here I am telling you, you can be chill as fuck. You can be a human. You can live a normal life and be spiritual all the time and incorporate it into your whole life. And I promise you, your life is going to get way better. So if you are a spiritual person and you know that you are and you're ready to embrace it fully all the time, I'm here to help and tell you that spirituality is cool. It's not weird, it's cool. So a huge spiritual truth that I remind myself all the time and is a really good thing to start staying on the spiritual bandwagon is to know you are always being guided, you are loved, and you are supported, and motherfucking angels have your back. So if you don't like the word angel, I didn't either for a very long time. The language, the vocabulary doesn't matter. So this is really important to say. Angels or God or spirit guides or whatever. You can use whatever language you want. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you gotta dance to the music in your head. I swear there's always music in my head. It's like this soundtrack to my life. That's why I'll just start dancing for no reason. Because I hear it. Because I feel it. Hi, I'm Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. When I really like something, I just wear it a lot. I become obsessed with it. And I love my new toque, so I want to wear it all the time. Okay, so this is new for me. This is new for my channel, and I am so excited about it. So, I need a drink for this one. It's not what you think though. Drinking hibiscus and rose hips kombucha in my birthday glass goblets. I love this thing so much. So cheers to life, to kombucha, to birthdays during the pandemic, and cheers to spirituality, which is what this video is about today. Yeah. It's so good, you know? Fun little life hack that has nothing to do with this video. If you have lipstick on and you don't want to get it on your glass, if you lick the glass first and then drink out of it, it doesn't leave a lipstick mark. But then you have to be that person that's licking your glass. But it doesn't leave a lipstick mark. So you could do it kind of discreetly, like, you know? I think I'm nervous. But my yoga teacher, Julia Marie McCabe, I love her so much. And she's such a huge inspiration and mentor to me. And I don't think she realizes how much she does for people. She's also very, very, very humble and down to earth, but she said, if you're nervous, that's a good thing because it means it's really important to you. And this video today really, really is. This is Pantouf. There's been a quote in my head that I haven't been able to forget about, and I think it and hear it and feel it all the time, and I cannot get it out of my head. I am being magnetically pulled to the life that I've always wanted to live and to the person that I've always wanted to be, and I want to start speaking about the things that have to do with that. And a big part of that is my spirituality. I've talked about it a little bit on my channel if you've watched all my videos at some point. I've talked about ghosts and paranormal experiences, but if you watch my Reiki videos, I do go a little bit into it there, but I mostly talking about Reiki and some other, it's a different story. Basically, I'm going to start speaking boldly, loudly, with love and compassion and unapologetically about spirituality, but specifically my own spirituality and how it affects my life, how I incorporate it into my life, and why it's such a big part of my life. This is important to me because I spent many years very closed, very disconnected to my spirituality. And I know that there are people out there that can relate. It feels important to me to speak about this so that I can help the people, potentially help the people that feel how I felt where I was. So where I was in a place where I felt like spirituality wasn't cool. I judged myself for wanting to be spiritual. I thought my friends would judge me. And it's funny, well, not funny, but the thing that I know now about judgment is that this past summer with a friend, we did the Judgment Detox by Gabby Bernstein together, read the book, did all the exercises. Highly recommend it. Dropping judgment from your life is a huge gift to yourself. Yeah, it's not about anybody else, it's about you and feeling better about you. Because when we judge other people, which we do all the time, it's just human, we do it unconsciously. So that's why it's good to consciously do the work to stop judging. Once I healed my judgment and became more aware of it and did that course with my friend, the Judgment Detox by Gabby Bernstein, but we kind of treated it like a course, a lot of things in my life changed. Well, a lot of things in my life changed for a lot of different reasons. So that's why I need to start talking about it, because I know that my story can help people the same way that Gabby Bernstein's story helped me, or Wayne Dyer, or Louise Hay, or Eckhart Tolle, or I'm sure there's like a million more that I can't think of off the top of my head, but those are a few of the main ones. I do not know where I would be if it wasn't for those people. And I have known that it's been within me for a very long time to speak about this and show up in this way, but I haven't had the courage to do it. I was judging myself for so long. I spent a lot of time in relationships from age 15 until basically a year ago. And I often felt like my partner would judge me, or that they might think it was silly, or I don't know what I thought. I wouldn't meditate every day because that's not what they wanted to do. Or if I wanted to spend time writing out a gratitude list, I felt weird telling them that. Or I just didn't feel comfortable wanting to be a spiritual person, and I didn't know exactly where it fit in my life, and I wasn't sure how to incorporate it into my life. So it's all good. I am where I am now, and I really want to share how I got here, because spirituality is a huge part of my life. I wanted to be on the spiritual bandwagon for so long, and I know this is true for so many other people as well, but I always fell off. I was always falling off the spiritual bandwagon and just reaching for ways to get back on, and little bits of Gabby Bernstein and Wayne Dyer, and I'd read a book and it would change me for a little while, and I'd feel really connected, spiritually connected, and I'll talk about more about what that means to me. And then I'd fall off again. And I can honestly tell you that every single time I fell off or disconnected from my spirituality, I lived a life driven by fear, ego, judgment, criticizing myself, other people. I was unhappy. I felt unfulfilled. There was always this part of me that knew that we're meant to be here to be happy and be fulfilled. So it was really frustrating to not feel happy and fulfilled for so long, and to always kind of feel like something was missing. If you feel like you are a spiritual person, and you know, we're all spiritual beings in human bodies, but not everybody wants to invite spirituality into their life. So if that's not you and this isn't resonating with you, that's cool. I'm not here for everybody, and neither is Gabby Bernstein, and neither are you. We can't make everybody happy. We can't create content for everybody. I'm here for the people that legitimately hear me and resonate with me, and hopefully we can connect and move forward on this journey together. Because okay, so where was I? I felt like spirituality wasn't cool. I felt embarrassed. I felt shy. I felt like I needed to hide it from the world. I didn't feel confident about being a spiritual person. So that wasn't a really good way to be. And that wasn't truly connecting me to my spiritual superpowers. Not that they're actually superpowers, but you know what I mean. Kind of feels like it is. So I'm creating content for people that feel like they need help staying on a spiritual path and incorporating it into their everyday life. So one thing that I really judged, so here I was, I knew I was a spiritual person. I knew I wanted to live a spiritual life. I wanted to be writing books and speaking. Meanwhile, I was judging all of these spiritual teachers and yoga teachers and anyone that speaks about spirituality. I found it a bit cringy or cheesy. So that's not a good place to be, because I'm literally judging the people who I'm also looking up to. So that comes from a really sad place of feeling unworthy and not accepting myself for who I truly am and truly want to be. So I'm going to keep speaking about spirituality on this channel. It's not going to be in all of my videos because it's not the only content that I want to make, but it is going to be here. So I hope that you enjoy hearing a bit more of my journey and a bit more about what spirituality means to me. So there's a few things I want to say in this video, and then I'll end it today and continue with this topic more moving forward. One thing that I really had to do personally, and definitely not saying you have to do this in order to become a spiritual person, but I needed some time alone. I needed some time to focus on myself and not be in a relationship. So I did that, and it's been the most beautiful time of my life. I've truly gotten to know myself. I spent a lot of time meditating and journaling and reconnecting to my guides, to angels, and to the universe. And that is the first time I've ever said that on the internet, and I feel really good about it. So if you're like, whoa, maybe don't watch the rest of this video and you can just watch the other content I make. Because spirituality to me isn't every single part of my life. So that's why it's not going to be in every part of my videos. And that's part of the reason I judged spiritual people. I kind of judged them for like being like too spiritual all the time. Because I get it. I'm a spiritual being in a human body, but I'm also a human. We're here to be human. But I really like also connecting to and embracing my spiritual being part of me as well. I love both, and I didn't have a lot of people in my life that felt the same way. I do have a couple, and you know who you are, and I love you so much, and God, they're my spiritual running buddies, and they're so important. So part of the reason I'm making these videos is because I want to be a spiritual running buddy for you, because we all need one. If you want to be a spiritual person, you need a spiritual running buddy, or 5 or 10 or more. It was great reading books by Wayne Dyer and listening to audios by Louise Hay, and I even went to a Gabby Bernstein event, which was life-changing. Being in the same room as that woman was like, I love her. She's amazing. I love you, Gabby Bernstein. Yeah, so that stuff's all great, but to have people in your life that you can talk to about the regular, everyday stuff, about how you incorporate spirituality in your morning and your evening and before bed, and how you are a totally normal person that still does human stuff and is still spiritual all the time. So one thing, I thought spiritual people couldn't drink beer. And I don't love beer, I love craft beer. I really like going to breweries, especially in new towns and cities, and trying a flight of beer. Me and one of my best friends have matching hops tattoos on our arm. So I'm a big fan of craft beer and breweries. And I felt ashamed of that. I thought I couldn't be a spiritual person. You can't meditate and drink beer. You have to be sober, like Wayne Dyer and Gabby Bernstein. It's funny because it was after the Judgment Detox, written by Gabby Bernstein, who is sober, who doesn't preach to anybody that they have to be sober too at all. That was my own thing. I realized that the path to your best life and to be spiritually charged is to fully accept yourself. And as Louise Hay says, to stop criticizing yourself. The number one way to level up your self-worth and your self-love is to stop criticizing yourself. Now, today, every little thing about yourself, just stop criticizing yourself. Give love instead. Instead of picking on yourself and bullying yourself, So I started to accept every little thing about myself, including the fact that I love craft beer. And then I started loving more things about it. So for example, I love that I can just have one or two. I love that I don't abuse it. But I also love that sometimes I drink more and have a dance party with my roommate in the kitchen, and that's great too. And it's okay to be a spiritual person and drink beer. It's okay to be a spiritual person and eat meat. Everyone is different, and the number one thing you really need to start doing is accepting who you are and stop judging other people for where they're at. It's not fair and it's not nice. Let people be where they are on their journey. People will learn and grow in the right time for them, and you will learn and grow in the right time for you. So a huge spiritual truth that I remind myself all the time, and is a really good thing to start staying on the spiritual bandwagon, is to know that you are always being guided, you are loved, and you are supported, and motherfucking angels have your back. So if you don't like the word angel, I didn't either for a very long time. The language, the vocabulary doesn't matter. So this is really important to say. Angels or God or spirit guides or whatever. You can use whatever language you want. It doesn't matter. I connect with guides, angels, and the universe. The word God really made me uncomfortable for a long time. I still not 100% on board with it. It doesn't resonate with me. It feels very connected to religion, which is not at all what my spirituality is about. So when I pray, there's another word I had a really hard time with, but is literally one of the keys to spirituality is prayer. And I still actually don't call it prayer. I had a problem with God, and I had a problem with praying, like the words, specifically the vocabulary. So once I changed the vocabulary, everything changed for me. I could let myself be spiritual. It felt more chill. So here I am telling you, you can be chill as fuck. You can be a human. You can live a normal life and be spiritual all the time and incorporate it into your whole life. And I promise you, your life is going to get way better. So if you are a spiritual person and you know that you are and you're ready to embrace it fully all the time, I'm here to help and tell you that spirituality is cool. It's not weird, it's cool. Need some of my kombucha. Quick side note about food and beverages. I'm not saying it's spiritual to drink beer. I'm just saying it's okay to be human. I do believe in everything in moderation, but including moderation. So here's the thing about life. There's a lot of things that are out of our control, but there's a lot of things that are in our control. And that's our attitude and our ability to either be in the present moment or not. We cannot control what's outside of us, but we can control our peace of mind and our attitude. And that is something that nobody can ever take from you. You can make your own rules. You don't have to listen to me or anything I say or listen to anybody. No one has to listen to anybody ever. It's good to think about and ask yourself, how do you want to be? How do you want to feel? How do you want to live your life? How do you want to live your life? So you get to make your own rules. So my rules are everything in moderation, including moderation. And so I've actually taken the week off of alcohol, just been drinking kombucha. I've also, this past week, been intermittent? Okay. Fasting, so not really like fasting all day, just not eating at past 7 p.m. just to give my body a chance to rest and recuperate kind of thing. And normally I do drink a beer or two almost every day, if I'm being honest. And that might change someday. And, I'm not even sure if I want that to change or not one day. But this is where I am right now in my life. And I'm not judging myself for it anymore. I really enjoy having a nice, cold, cool, different, unique craft beer at the end of the day. And sometimes 2. 3, I start feeling like a little buzzed, almost a little drunk. And that's not what I like to get to. So 1 or 2 is perfect. And I also really like kombucha, and I love vegetables, and I love exercise, and I love taking care of my body, and I try to be as balanced as possible, and with the understanding that balance doesn't even exist. There's no like true balance anywhere in the universe. So if you're trying to get true balance in your life, you're just, in my opinion, gonna end up suffering because you're being too hard on yourself. So do your best. That's one of my life mantras, is that I'm doing my best. I can always do my best to be my best. Back when I was really, really anxious and disconnected still, my mantra was, today I will do my best to feel my best. I will do my best to feel my best. So I would do my best to take care of myself. I would do my best to try to raise my vibration. And eventually, little by little, I got there. That's still my mantra. I've just changed it a little. And some days my mantra is, today I want to have the most fun and be productive. And I love that one, especially if you're an entrepreneur or anybody. That's such a good question to ask yourself. How can I have more fun and be really productive today? I want both. I want a fun and productive life. You know, I want to feel inspired, but I also want to feel fulfilled. I like working, but I don't want to work too hard either. I am a hard worker, but I don't want work to feel hard. I always want my work to feel inspired and to feel good, and I want to, Anyway, okay, I'm going off topic. Last thing I want to say about drinking, since I've talked about it enough. Every January I do dry January. Well, I've done it for the past 2 years, and I will continue doing it forever. It's my thing. I like it. I like knowing that I can go a month without drinking. It shows me and proves to me that it's not a problem in my life, and it's not an issue during that month. I drink because I enjoy it, not to abuse it. So in January, this past January, I took a month off, and at the end of the month, I felt like a glass of wine, but I decided that I wasn't going to drink just to drink because I had gone a month without it. I wanted to meditate first. So on December 7th, I went to see Gabby Bernstein live in Toronto. I went by myself. I got her autograph. This is the book I was waiting for, Gabby. This is the one that I needed so badly. Thank you so much. I was always waiting for it. And ever since being in the same room as this woman, my whole life changed. I mean, there was a lot of things that led up to it. It's not like that was the only thing, but that was the little nudge that I needed to get the momentum going, to hop back on the spiritual bandwagon and stay there and to find my purpose. Keep in mind, I've always known I was this kind of person. For like 10 years, this has been my dream. The life I'm currently living right now has been the life I've been dreaming about. It's crazy. So I made a commitment when I saw Gabby Bernstein on December 7th, 2019, to start meditating every single day and to start inviting my guides back into my life. And there's a chapter in her book where she talks about all the sorts of spirits that you can talk to. So I think it's like the love of the universe, guides, archangels, guardian angels. So she lists them all and recommends that you connect with the one that you feel most connected to or naturally drawn to. There was a few that I felt connected to, and I started specifically asking those spirits to help me heal, to show me the way, and to help bring spirituality into my life and help me become the best version of myself and the most confident version of myself. And everything in my life has changed since then. Partly because a pandemic happened, but the pandemic really pushed me I had time to do the judgment detox. I had a lot of time to meditate and journal, and I realized what I really wanted to be doing with my life. And then I had the time to build that life for myself. And I am fully living a completely different life. I'm living the life I've wanted to be living for over a decade because I made the decision to start meditating every single day. But not just meditating, I made the decision to start incorporating spiritual guidance into my life, other beings to help me. I decided that I was committing to my spirituality. Every step of the way, I started a business. I got my deck of oracle cards completed, done. I wrote 5 books. They're short books, but they're books. They're complete books about spirituality and how to incorporate spirituality into your life. And I'm now looking for a publisher for these books. I'm a full-time YouTuber. I've done I'm not trying to be like, man, me. Why am I judging myself right now? I'm not trying to be braggy. I'm just so like literally blown away by my life right now because I communicate I call it my spirit team. I will tell you in a different video some other time, because this is getting long, who my spirit team is specifically, because it's all personal to me and yours will be personal to you, and it's the language I use and the names I have. So I just call it my spirit team. So my spirit team and I rendezvous every single day. Oh, okay, so to go back, I had to change the word pray. So that's another thing that I committed to when I saw Gabby Bernstein. I had to change pray to communication. And once I switched prayer to communication, everything changed for me. I was like, I can get on board with that. I like communication. I like that. Pray to me felt like a little kid on the floor with his elbows on a bed. You know, I just had a different idea about prayer and it didn't feel comfortable to me. So as soon as I switched prayer to communication, I was like, that's cool. I like that. I want to do that. And when you open up the line, they are chatty and they want to help you and they have your back and you are not alone, and they will help you heal and they will help you bring all your shit to the surface and they will take it from you. I healed myself this year. I healed all the things, and not that I'm completely 100% healed, but I spent so long being so disconnected and just missing the point, missing out on my life. I was having fun. I accomplished a lot in my life. I wasn't like totally unhappy, but there was something big missing from my life. It was my spirituality, and now I have fully embraced it in my life. I will continue speaking about it on this channel. I want to get my books published. I'm going to say this out loud because I've gotten very into manifesting this year. I'm becoming like a full-time manifester. My favorite manifesting coach is Amy Westermoreland. Okay, I'm so sorry, Amy. It's Illuminating Joy on YouTube. I love her so much. She is the best manifesting coach that I've ever come across. I really resonate with the way that she explains everything. So I've really taken manifesting seriously and have my spirit team help me out with it. So I really want my books to be published by Hay House. That's my big dream, and that's what I'm trying to manifest. So I really hope this can start happening. Yes, Hay House. And it's not like, I don't know, maybe it's partly an ego thing. I am human and, you know, bleh. But I just think that they're one of the most high vibe publishing companies, and I'm another light worker in the world, trying to raise the vibration of the planet. And I think that my work and my books belong at Hay House Productions. It feels like the perfect fit for the content that I created. So I'm trying to manifest that. Yeah, saying it out loud so that when it happens, you're like, whoa, that's crazy. Because I currently have 0 connections to Hay House. I've never published any work. The world doesn't know I'm a writer. I'm not an author. But I've written some books, and I have a dream, and I have a vision, and I'm manifesting that shit. And I've got spiritual guidance helping me out. The universe has my back, and the universe has your back too. So that's a really important thing to remember. Okay, so here's the thing that I love about my spirituality and I want to share with the world. Because part of the thing that I really judged was that spiritual people seemed like they were really, really spiritual all the time. And that didn't vibe with me. Totally not trying to like bash anything, but there's just so many aspects of spirituality that I was like, like I just wasn't comfortable with so many things. It felt like too much. It felt like people were too spiritual and I just couldn't get on board with it. It felt like there was like no in between. Like there's people that were like, if I tried to mention anything about like the universe or law of attraction or manifesting or the fact that I channeled one of my loved ones or that had a visitation from someone that passed away and we hung out while I was sleeping, like, if it, you know, there's people you mention that to and they're like, you're batshit crazy. And then there's the people that are like fully living somewhere up here, and you're like, hey, are you even human? And then I'm somewhere in the middle, like, I don't know how to be spiritual. What do I do? So I'm here for you, the people in the middle that just want to be normal humans and not be hard on themselves, but still have spirituality be a really big, important part of your life.